Hello and welcome to today's video. So before we get started in the first module in the Year 12 chemistry subject, I thought it would be a good idea to do a little quick revision dash refresher video in regarding the first module, which is all about equilibrium reactions, because 25% of your course will be based on this module. So let's get started. So hopefully after this video you know a bit about equilibrium. So equilibrium just basically means balance. So whenever you see the word equilibrium, I want you to imagine the word balance. It makes it a whole lot easier. So in science, in chemistry, everything at the end of the day wants to attain some sort of level of balance. So there's two types of equilibrium reactions. There's static, which is motionless, that gives us a forward facing arrow. Thus, the reaction is irreversible. Once the reaction is done, it is complete. Then we have the second one is dynamic equilibrium, which is always in motion, thus giving us a forward and reverse reaction. The reactants and the products can always switch sides, either go to the left or to the right. So we have static, and dynamic equilibriums. Static, motionless. Dynamic is in motion. Then we have once chemical equilibrium is achieved, just basically means the forward and reverse occur at the same time. That is chemical equilibrium. Then we have an open system where components can escape. Then we have a closed system where components cannot escape. So for example, a can of Coke. So a can of Coke is under a closed system. Once you open that system, CO2, carbon dioxide, will escape from the can, thus giving us an open system. So we have two different kinds of, let me scroll down, we have two different types of reactions. We have exothermic, is when heat is released. For example, combustion reactions, lighting up a fire, lighting up a match. Then we have endothermic reactions where heat is absorbed. For example, boiling water, thus creating vapors of water. So we have a couple of let's call them keywords, I guess. We have enthalpy is the measure of total heat of our substance. Then we have entropy is the measure of degree of disorder within a system. And then lastly, we have Gibbs free energy is the measure of spontaneity of our process. So just remember those three key words as they will come up later on in this module. So basically, just I want each and every one of you to remember all these points. So equilibrium just basically means balance, static meaning motionless, dynamic meaning in motion, chemical equilibria, forward and reverse happen at the same rate, open system where components can escape, closed system components cannot escape. Exothermic is when heat is released. Endothermic is when heat is absorbed. Enthalpy is a total measure of a substance, total heat of a substance, as I show. Entropy is the degree of disorder within a system, and Gibbs free energy is the measure of spontaneity within a process.